What's up, everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel, HD Forex Empire. As usual, weekly outlook. Today we are going to analyze the forex market using technical analysis, and we'll get to know what is likely to happen in the forex market this coming week. But before we dive into the chart, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with every educational content and video I drop. So now, starting with the dollar index, on the daily time frame, we can see an uptrend here, a minor uptrend at this very point. We can spot a minor uptrend at this very point. You can see the movement up here, then the retracement, then the movement up here, then the retracement. We can see that, so it's likely that this coming week price will continue upwards, but let's see. So let's move to the lower time frame. That's the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, now let's try to spot our key levels here. Now we can notice that price did this. Price gave us a double bottom at this very point here. We had a double bottom at this very point here. And we can also spot another key level at this very point here. Another key level here. And we can spot another key level here also. We can spot another key level very here. And we can see that zone has been touched twice. So we can see the first touch here. We can see the first touch here and the second touch here. We can see the first touch here and the second touch here. So price has gotten to this very zone. So it's likely that price will go upward. So let's try and see whether we can spot more key levels. So we can also have a trend line here, a beautiful trend line here. A beautiful trend line here. So this is a confluence. We can see the confluence here. We can see the confluence at this very point here. We can see price has gotten to this very key level here. So it's likely that price will continue upwards this coming week. But let's see. And also this coming week, we have a lot of news events like NFP and many more. So let's see what the market brings us. So that's it on the dollar index. So now on EURUSD, starting with the daily time frame, we can see a minor downtrend at this very point. A minor downtrend. Sorry, let me modify it a bit. A minor downtrend at this very point. You can see this. Then the retracement. Then impulsive move. Then the retracement. So it's likely that price will continue downwards this coming week, but let's see what happens. So let's move to the 4-hour time frame and see what we have there also. So on the 4-hour time frame also, let's try to spot our key levels on the 4-hour time frame. Let's spot our key levels on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, we can spot a trend line here. We can have a trend line here. We can have a trend line here. Let me modify it. So we can have a trend line here. And also, if you are to look further, we can also spot a key level here. We can spot, some will say, supply zone. Some will say supply zone. So we can spot a supply zone here. So now let's study the price action carefully. So price has gotten to this trend line, but let's see whether price will continue downwards. It's likely that price can continue downwards, but if price fails to continue downwards and breaks this particular trend line, then I'm looking for selling opportunities on this particular zone. So I'm looking for selling opportunity on this particular zone if price breaks the trend line upwards. So let's see what this week has for us. So this is my analysis on Euro USD. So now on USD CHF also, looking at the recent price action, we can see that USD CHF was ranging. So the recent price action, USD CHF was ranging. We can see that price is ranging on the daily time frame. You can see price is ranging. Price is kind of ranging on the daily time frame, and it's ranging. But let's continue with our analysis. So we can also spot, we can have a trend line here also. We can have a trend line here also. We can have a trend line here also. No, a trend line here. We can have a trend line here and have a zone here also. We can also have a nice zone here. We can also have a nice zone here at this very point. So now let's move to the 4-hour time frame and see. So moving to the 4-hour time frame here, we can also spot a zone here. We can also spot a zone here also. So if you are to take a deeper look, we can see that the zone has been touched once, twice, and we can see the third touch here. And also if you are to study carefully, we can see that price has gotten to this point now. So if we want to buy, if we want to be looking for buying opportunities on USDCHF, we have to wait for price. We have to wait for price to get to this particular zone. Price to get to this zone or the confluence here, whether the trend line or the zone here or the confluence, any of them, then we place our buy entry. So now if you place our buy entry, my target, if USDCHF is bullish this week, my target will be this very point for USDCHF. My target will be this very zone here. This zone here for USDCHF. Here will be my target for USDCHF. So for USDCHF, we'll be looking for buying opportunities at this very zone here. At this very zone here. At this very zone here. If price also breaks this zone downwards, then we wait for the retest. We wait for the retest. Then we look for selling confirmations. Then we do what? Then we sell. But from the look of things, DXY looks bullish. So once DXY is bullish, then meaning that all USD XXX pairs will also be what? Bullish. That's it. And all XXX USD pairs will be bearish. So that's my analysis on USDCHF. So our last pair we'll be looking at now is Bitcoin. So now if you are to look at Bitcoin, during the previous week, Bitcoin has been bullish due to the BlackRock news that came about Bitcoin ETF and many more and a lot of things concerning Bitcoin. But now let's move to the chart. Let's move to the chart and see what's happening on Bitcoin. So now on Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin is very bullish. Bitcoin is very bullish. But if you have to look at the recent price action also, we can see that Bitcoin is ranging. It's ranging at this very point. You can see that Bitcoin is ranging at this very point. Bitcoin is ranging here, ranging here. So we can see that kind of range at this very point on Bitcoin. But let's study the price action closely on Bitcoin. So now on Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin got to a key level at this very point, an important key level at this very point here. You can see that Bitcoin got to an important key level at this very point here. And you can also see this here also. So now if you have to watch closely, you can see that Bitcoin is ranging within this very point here. Bitcoin is ranging within this very point here. This very point here is ranging within this zone here. Bitcoin is ranging, it's ranging, it's ranging. So my advice to traders is that you guys should wait for a breakout upward or downward. you should be looking for a breakout upward or downward. So when the breakout occurs, then wait for a retest. So in case, let's move to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame and see. So now we have to wait for a breakout on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin breaks out upward, then we wait for the retest, then we buy at this very zone, then straight up. But what happens if Bitcoin breaks out downwards? So if Bitcoin breaks out downwards, then we wait for the retest to this very zone here, then downward. And if Bitcoin goes downward, if it breaks downward, my target will be this very point here. My target will be around 28k if Bitcoin breaks downward. So I have this structure here. So if Bitcoin breaks downwards, my target will be this very point here. That will be my target if Bitcoin breaks downward. But if it breaks upward, I don't really know. But let me see. Let me try and zoom out my chart and see. Let me zoom out my chart and see. So if Bitcoin breaks out upward, my target will be this very point here. So that will be, let me see, that will be 34k. But we can also spot another structure here also. So let's see, 32k, around 32k. So upward 32k, then 34k. But if it breaks out downward, my target will be around 28k. That's 28,409. So one thing, my advice to traders on Bitcoin is that they should wait for a breakout and a retest. So this my analysis on Bitcoin. So if you found the video valuable, make sure you hit the like button, and if you have any question, you can ask in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer all your questions. You can also join my Telegram channel by tapping on the link in the description box below. I drop free forex signals and trade setups. Thank you.